Noswaith Da, good evening and welcome to this Coleg Cambria live question and answer session. So we're meeting tonight to meet you, our new students, to hopefully answer any questions you may have about your new courses. So first of all, Croso, welcome to Coleg Cambria. We hope you've had a good week so far. If you are joining us this evening, it's going to be very straightforward. You're able to pop your questions into your social media and we will endeavour to answer them. So please do take part, join in, send us any questions you've got, pop them in, and we will make sure that we will pass them on to the right person. But before we do that, and before we make a start, we're going to introduce ourselves so you know who we are and what questions you might have for us. So I'm Lizzie Stevens. I'm Head of Inclusion and Progression. So I'm responsible for progress coaches, for equality and diversity, for learning support, for specialist support, and last but not least, equality and diversity. Or did I say that? Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to pass you on to our lovely panel who have joined us this evening. And I'm going to start with Bethan. Bethan, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Bethan Charles. I'm Head of Learner Services. So I look after student services, which is transport, funding, information, advice and guidance, safeguarding, and as well as learner experience. So that's all the additional activities around that we've got in college. So Duke of Edinburgh, Active Cambria, Learner Voice, plenty of things there.
I don't know whether you mentioned transport there, Bethan.
I didn't know, but yeah, that includes transport.
Okay, so if you've got any questions regarding finances, regarding transport, or anything else that Student Services can help with, pop your questions in, and Bethan's here, ready and willing to answer them. Kel, you're next. Kelly, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Kelly Mapp-Jones, Head of Information Systems. So it's me and my team that look after all your learner data, anything to do with your personal records, your timetables, exams, and we are the team that also issue your ID cards and make sure you are wearing them at all times.
Oh, I think we might have lots of questions about lanyards and the reason why we have to wear them. So yeah, if you've got any questions for Kelly or any comments, so if there's something that you would like to share with us, then please do pop that in. We'd love to hear from you. And can I just point out as well that Kelly doesn't live in a mansion, as far as I know, with a big piano, but it's very lovely, Kelly. So.
I do actually, Lizzie.
Okay. Sorry, Kelly does live in a mansion. On to Gareth. Good evening, Gareth. Noswaith Da.
Diolch yn fawr, Lizzie. Diolch yn fawr. Noswaith Da, everybody. So my name is Mr. Gareth Roddy-Jones. I'm one of the assistant principals at Cambria. I'm based at Yale, and my direct responsibility is everything A-level related for our sixth form within Yale sixth. So any A-level questions that you have from both Yale sixth or a D-side sixth perspective, please don't hesitate to ask this evening. So diolch yn fawr, Lizzie.
Thank you, diolch. And so yes, if you have joined your A-levels this week, you might have concerns, you might be really enjoying it, you might just not sure about something, about your choices. Please do pop your questions in. Gareth's here, he will be able to answer them, so don't hesitate. Anna, over to you.
Hi everyone, good evening. I'm one of the library coordinators across Cambria. So I'm usually wearing Wellingtons because I'm based on the land-based sites of Llysassi and Northup. You can't see them, they're under the table. So I'm basically answering your questions this evening about our wraparound service for anything to support you. So that can be digital skills whilst you're in college. If you're a returner student, you need a little bit of one-to-one support, we can help you with that. Can also help you find technology to use at home if you don't have access. All the opening hours and all the access to all our libraries across Cambria, and anything to do with your resources to help you with your study.
Fantastic. And I have to say, Anna and the rest of the team on all sites in the libraries are the most helpful people. They really are there to help you. If you haven't popped into the libraries and met the team yet, please do. They're always happy to have a chat, to meet with you and to hear about what it is you're studying. They're very helpful. Also with digital skills, if you're not sure how to log on and things like that, then they're a great help to all of us. So yeah, thank you for joining us, Anna. It's great to have you with us tonight. And last but definitely not least is the lovely Alan. Alan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Diolch yn fawr, Lizzie. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name's Alan Sibian. I'm one of the assistant principals here. The areas I look after are sort of skills, adult learning and ESOL. So the main focus really is skills, which is all things maths, English, digital skills and employability skills. And as part of your learning programme, we deliver a range of qualifications ranging from basic skills all the way through essential skills to all the different tiers of GCSEs. So any questions relating to grade boundaries, some near misses you might have had on the grade you were after, or any questions relating to the type of maths and English that you'll study with us at Coleg Cambria.
That's great. Thanks very much, Alan. And if you have joined us this evening and you're wondering, because it does feel a little bit different, the way skills are delivered at school to college. If you're not quite sure, you've got any questions at all, Alan will be here. He would love to have your questions, wouldn't you, Alan?
Absolutely, because it is different. And yeah, I'm more than happy to go through that.
Yeah, exactly. And finally, any questions about your support? If you're worried about specific learning differences like dyslexia, ADHD, autism, or alternatively, if you are finding you're quite anxious this week and or got any worries about your well-being, then please do pop your questions to me and I will be able to help. Likewise, anything to do with what your progress coach does, if you want to know about that, or if you want to know what brilliant support we have available and the groups we have available for our equality and diversity groups, then I should be able to answer those. So we have the panel, we have the people, we know you're watching. We're just waiting for your questions to come in, but because we've already had some questions in from on our website today, we thought we would start with those and answer them. And if you did pop those questions into the website today, hopefully we are answering them correctly for you. But just as an aside, just to say, if we can't answer your questions tonight, don't worry, we will answer them tomorrow. We will get back to you tomorrow. So we'll take your details and we will get back to you tomorrow and make sure that we reply to you. If you don't really want to send your question in, because it will come up on the bottom of the screen, if you feel a bit uncomfortable about that, or you think about something later that you wish you'd asked, don't worry, because you can contact us in lots and lots of different ways. So you can contact us on our website, which is www.cambria.ac.uk. If you don't want to put it in the website, you want to actually speak to somebody, we have a lovely raft of people waiting at the other end of the phones, and the phone number is 0300. Now I'm trying to remember it. There it is. 030030303007. So the number's there on the bottom of the screen for you. You'd think I'd know that number off by heart by now, but there's too many threes for me. Or if you want to, you can go on the website and there's a live chat function for you there, so you can contact us that way. So we're going to have a look at some of these questions that came in earlier. The first one, this is a good one. And if you've just joined us this week at college, you might be wondering as well what the West assessment is. Alan, that's probably going to be you.
Thanks, Lizzie, and that's a really good question. So the West assessment is an all Wales diagnostic testing tool, and basically what that means it's a tool that everyone comes in with. Everyone will do when they come into college. So we will assess your literacy and numeracy levels, and it can be done in Saesneg or Cymraeg, so it can be done in English or in Welsh, so we can get a good baseline of where you're at with your numeracy and your literacy skills. So at Coleg Cambria, we do it with all our learners, so we can really focus on what's the best way to support you moving forward. It's particularly used with our foundation programs and through our level 2 programs, and certainly less so with our higher level learners and our A level learners. but it's still used as a baseline. And there's many benefits to using the West tool, because it will create an individual learning plan. It can identify spiky profiles, and by that I mean you may be really good at speaking and listening, but you may need some little bit of support in reading or writing, and it creates tailor-made resources and tools that you can work through in the comfort of your own home, in the comfort of the college environment, or anyway. And it's designed to be accessible and supportive throughout your time with us at Coleg Cambria.
Thanks, Alan. That's really helpful. And I just want to say as well, please don't be scared of West. It's not a scary thing. This is not for us to judge you whether or not you should be here at college. Of course you should be at college. It's actually just so that we can put in that support for you. So please don't be worried about it at all. We've also got lots of support from our specialist tutors, and they can, if you've got any concerns about doing your West, you will be meeting your specialist tutors in the next couple of days, and they will be able to put in support for you. So just to say, I've done the West, and it's actually, I found it quite fun to do, and I really am not the usual sort of person who likes tests, so I didn't feel like a test. It felt quite fun and interactive. Isn't that right, Alan?
Yeah, basically the whole idea of West, it's meant to be individual, it is interactive, and it's meant to be done at your own pace. So I'm glad you enjoyed it, Lizzie, because it's a good introduction to numeracy and literacy.
Yeah, it's my favourite hobby of the week, so thank you. Okay, thanks for that, Alan. If you've got any more questions with regards maths, English, digital skills, you're wondering how it works in the college, please do pop them into your device. Please do, anything you have concerns about, or anything you think is really good, just let us know. Okay, we've got more questions that came in earlier. And this one, I think, Bethan, it's going to probably be you. Somebody here has asked, how do they swap their course? So if you are listening, I'm sorry that you don't feel your course is right, but that's okay, because we've got so many courses at Coleg Cambria that there is something for everyone. So please don't worry about it. But it's for quite a simple process, I think, isn't it, Bethan?
Yeah, so this week we've had transition or transfer hubs across the college. As of next week, it starts with Swap Don't Drop. So if you're not happy with your course, of course, speak to your progress coach or your course tutor. And again, if it's still not for you, or maybe you've started it and you weren't sure of what career path you wanted to do, then come and speak to student services. We can link you in with a new curriculum director, and then we can get you on your new course as soon as possible and settled in. And then we'll check in and just make sure that everything's gone smoothly and you're happy on your new course.
Great. And yeah, it's that easy. And there's so many people. If you've just joined us this week, you're probably meeting quite a few people. So you'll have met your progress coach, you'll have met your tutor, you'll start to meet the support services. But there's lots of people to talk to in college. Student services are there at every site, right by the main doors, and they can help you with any advice and guidance that you need. So if you're not happy, if you're struggling, or you think you've made a mistake, it really, really doesn't matter. That does happen. And we're here to help and support you. So pop in and see us. So you can, if you want to ask a message, if you want to message student services, you can contact them on studentservices@cambria.ac.uk. If you want to pop in and see them while you're in, then please do. If you don't feel comfortable about that, then you can call the college and you can ask to speak to student services. And the number for that is 0300 3030 007. So give us a call. Okay, thank you for that, Bethan. Somebody messaged us earlier and wondering about what books they might need for their course. Anna, are you able to help us with that?
Yeah, certainly. The first thing I'd say, don't worry about it. It's the early stages of college, so everybody's still getting a feel of what essential texts that they need. And also, if you want to specialise in assignments, you might want to look at the essential text as well as like a specialist area. My first thing to say is pop into the library. If you don't feel comfortable popping into the library, email library@cambria.ac.uk, and we can sort of talk through any queries that you may have. But I would try and recommend, if you can, pop into your designated library on whichever site you're on. So Llisvasi, Northup, Bersham, regarding which course that you're on, because we have the specialist catalogues for actual in real life books and resources that you can have a look. If you're more of a kinesthetic reader, prefer to have a look at books that way. If you prefer online resources, have a look at the library website. We've got so many online resources that can help you. And with different resources like Lizzie was talking about, if you have additional needs, we have readers that we can actually read through, set text, that type of thing, or put Erland's overlays on different resources. So it's really holistically based on how you like to study. So just pop in. We're a friendly bunch. We're quite nerdy. We're librarians. So pop in, come and say hello to us, and we can kind of make a bit of a plan based on you. We also talk to the tutors an awful lot, and we've been involved in the summer about sorting curriculum. So all the books that your tutors have recommended, we have in stock waiting for you to pick up.
That's lovely, Anna. Thank you. That's a really good answer. So what if somebody was actually a bit worried about the cost of books?
First thing, don't worry about it, because we've actually ordered enough stock for everybody in the class on a rolling system of loans, that type of thing. If you're working from home, prefer to not come into the library, we can do different things like scan a certain proportion of the resources. So you could have that in an email. You could have one-to-one support with some of the library staff, and it's not like a one-off. We can actually keep talking to you. So just, you may have a set text with you, picked it up from the library, but if it isn't quite so, don't go out and buy things, because we may have other texts on other sites as well. So just pick up the phone, pop in, or email in any of the library staff.
Oh, thanks. That's a lovely answer. Thank you very much. And I think, Bethan, you're going to have a chat to us about the support, the financial support that learners can have. But I'm just going to answer Connor's question first, if that's okay. Hi, Connor. Thank you so much for joining us. And absolutely brilliant question, and one that every single learner is interested in. So thanks for your question. Free food still happening in college, Bethan? What's happening around our free food systems?
Yeah, so we've still got free breakfast in the canteens on every site. So that's whether you want a piece of toast or a piece of fruit, tea, coffee, bottle of water. So like I said, that's available on every site. And also there is soup or beans on toast at lunchtime as well. So there's definitely something for everybody there. So yeah, we're really lucky to have that.
Oh, so it's beans on toast now, is it? It used to be soup, didn't it? Was the
soup in a roll or beans on toast? So there's
soup in a roll or beans on toast.
An option there as well.
Okay, well, nice. two of my absolute favourites. But can I just point out, it's not free food for staff, is it? It's just for the students. So yeah, brilliant. Thank you. That's great. And Bethan, maybe you want to just maybe talk a little bit about the financial support that's available for students?
Yeah, just off the back of what Anna was saying, really, that we've got something called the Financial Contingency Fund, which can help towards the cost of essential items such as kit, PPE, books, trips, nursery fees. So there is financial help as well for essential items. So as well as the Financial Contingency Fund, we've got Educational Maintenance Allowance, EMA, which is £40 a week for you to come to college for 16 to 18-year-olds, or if you're over 19, the Welsh Government Learning Grant. Again, if you want more information, email studentservices@cambria.ac.uk. The grants and the funds are means tested, so that depends on how much money comes into the household. But we can always discuss that with you if you're not sure about anything. But yeah, hairdressing kits, essential books, texts, that sort of thing, we can look at supporting you with.
Is that for Welsh and English students, or is that
the Financial Contingency Fund? Yes, for England and Wales, but the EMA and Welsh Government Learning Grants are for Welsh residents only. Sorry.
Okay, thanks very much. That was really clear. Thank you, Bethan. So if you have any concerns about your finances, or you are worried about how you're going to manage at college, please don't worry. There is lots of support available to you. come in, have a chat, pop in. Student services are really, really friendly, really supportive. Most importantly, they are very knowledgeable. They know about how to make sure you've got all the support you need and all the financial support that you'll need to keep you in college, and make sure you're not worrying about that. So pop in and see them, or send an email to student services. Is it student.services? Student services at cambria.ac.uk, or give us a ring on, there we go, student services at cambria.ac.uk, or give us a ring on 0300 3030 007. Okay. I promise I won't keep saying that phone number, but I just quite enjoy it. So I won't keep doing it, though. We'll just allow it to come up on the screen. Okay, so thank you very much for that, Beth. And Gareth, there was something that somebody was asking, which actually relates to what Anna was saying. With A-levels, do you have reading lists and things like that? Is that how it works? Are you able to explain that?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Lizzie. So on the college website, there will be reading lists and equipment lists available for students to access. But part of the induction week and the forthcoming weeks, tutors will be sharing reading lists. And that we have a kind of plethora of online resources and hard copies available for students to access, both in the classroom and the outstanding library facilities that we have available to you. But yeah, students, in short, Lizzie, students will be provided with reading lists that will be able to support their learning from an academic perspective moving forward as well. So yeah, great question, but plenty of resources available to students at A-level and across all levels as well.
Brilliant. So if you've just joined us, welcome. This is our live Q&A session for Coleg Cambria. This is for new students, or, well, you might not be a new student. You might be still sitting at home thinking about college. Well, if you are, please do get in touch, pop in and see us, or send us some questions. Dawn, thank you. Welcome, and thank you for joining us this evening. And really, really good question about timetables. So thanks for that question. Kelly, are you able to answer Dawn's query, please?
Yeah, I can. So timetables will all appear on the app at the latest by tomorrow lunchtime. The reason why some aren't currently there is because we are still putting learners into groups, because induction is still happening. So the last lot of learners came in for induction today and tomorrow. So once groups are all finalised, your timetable will appear on the app. If for whatever reason you do need your timetable earlier, if you drop us an email at welcome@cambria.ac.uk, the team that work under myself will look to group you straight away and email you a copy of your timetable. So please don't worry. If you need it before tomorrow at 12 o'clock, we can email it over to you before that.
But not this evening, I'm presuming.
Not this evening, no.
No, so it would have to be in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's lovely. Hope that answers your question, Dawn. If you're not sure at all, please do pop us another question in. But hopefully that gives you some reassurance. So we'll hold you to that, Kelly. Lunchtime tomorrow.
Yeah,
brilliant.
They will be grouped and they'll have the timetable and it'll appear on the app.
That is exciting. Now, you mentioned there that it's on the app, just in case anybody who's watching isn't sure what the app is. Can you just give them a...
Yeah, so the college has got an app that you can download on your smartphones, and that is your go-to. It's got any information that you require, and that is where your timetables will appear for you. And we are looking to utilise that. Drop you messages, so you need to have that on your phone really, and have it open at all times.
Okay, thank you. And just in case you haven't got a lot of technology at home, have got a question to ask Anna in a little bit. But Connor, thank you very much for your question. I'm going to come to you first. Really good question. Really, really good question, because if you're late starting to your course, you might be really worried, really anxious, but there's absolutely no reasons to be. So learners starting late to their course. I'm going to ask Gareth, first of all, with A-levels, how does that work?
Yeah, diolch, Lizzie. So from an A-level perspective and on other courses, please don't worry. Our job is to kind of alleviate any unwanted and unnecessary stress and anxiety. So there's plenty of teams on board and on hand to kind of support you to get to the right area. And first off, we'll look at getting you kind of a timetable, as Kelly mentioned, but also introduce you personally to the staff and the academic tutors that will be delivering, you know, your A-levels or kind of courses accordingly. We'll get you up to speed as quickly as we can. We're only in the first couple of days, but I appreciate that. That does feel that it may be daunting and does feel stressful, but come to student services on the different sites and they'll introduce you to the teams who are going to get you acquainted accordingly. But again, as I mentioned, please don't worry. We'll move as quickly as we can to alleviate any unwanted stress and anxiety. Brilliant.
And speaking about that, if you do have particular worries about coming into college, maybe if you're watching this evening and you're just feeling anxious about the whole college thing, then you can contact us. We've got people who can support you. They can actually meet you, bring you into the college. We can support you in class just initially to get you used to it. So just let us know. No shame in being anxious. That's what we're here for. That's why we want to help. Just contact us at wellbeing@cambria.ac.uk. That's wellbeing@cambria.ac.uk. Got a lovely bunch. You might well have seen them if you've already started, but got a lovely bunch of wellbeing assistants. They're the ones walking around with green jackets around the college, and they're there to support. Okay, thanks for that, Connor. That's a really good question. So hopefully that has answered that properly for you. Does any of the other team wanted to add anything to that? No.
Can I just come in on that? In case you're wondering about your timetable, if you're starting late, that will appear on the app. So like I said, as learners start, we will group them. So the emails that you get will ask you to download the app and your timetable will be on there. If for whatever reason you want to know sooner than the email goes out to you, please give us a ring on Lizzie's favourite number, 0300 30 30 007, or email welcome@Cambria. But it will appear on the app, because as learners keep applying and confirming their places, they will be put into a group. So that's how you'll get your timetable if you start late.
That's wonderful. And we just had a question there. Sorry, I think it was Kelly. Was it? Oh, Sarah. I think Sarah put a question on there about the second year timetable. There you go. Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining us, and a really good question.
Yes, they are. Is the answer to that? Yes, they are.
Simple as that. Yes, they are. And we've got it guaranteed here to be heard this evening. All timetables will be on the app by lunchtime tomorrow. Thank you. Hi, Dawn again. Travel card. Really good question. And we do have a lot of queries at this time of year around the buses, around travel. Bethan, do you want to give an overview for Dawn and for the others watching about transport?
Yeah, so we offer transport for learners who live over 3 miles from the college, and that's for HE and FE learners. We've either got a fleet of buses, so you could be eligible for a bus pass, which is your student card, or if you're not on that route, we'll offer you an Arriva pass. You've mentioned there about a travel card. So if perhaps you live under 3 miles from the college, there is something called My Travel Pass, which is a Welsh Government grant, and that's under mytravelpass.gov.wales. So if you do live under 3 miles from the college and you're looking for maybe some support that way, then that's maybe the answer for that. I think it offers discounted travel, but like I said, if you live over 3 miles, we should be able to get you into college, regardless of which site you're on. There is a great deal of transport networks across Wrexham, Denbighshire, Flintshire, and into England as well. So don't worry.
Yeah, that's right. And buses are available. Please do pop in and speak to student services if you have any queries around transport. It does take a few weeks, doesn't it? There's always a few sort of like issues. It takes people a while to get used to where the buses go from. Some are very crowded, some aren't crowded at all. It takes a little while, doesn't it?
And it's been induction this week as well, so this isn't a reflection of maybe what it will be next week. So if you're not sure about anything, we've got our transport phone line, which is 01978515454. So if you get to the bus stop and the bus isn't there, then we've got that number, which is manned from 7 in the morning till 9, and then it's back on in the evening as well till about 6:30. And we've also got transport@cambria.ac.uk. So there's plenty of support for people if you're not sure about anything, or if you don't know whether you qualify, or if you find yourself in a position where there's been an issue with the bus, which hopefully there won't be.
Yeah, and you soon get used to it and get used to where you get on, where you get off, where you swap and things like that. It all lines out. We haven't lost a student on the buses yet, have we? Maybe not for a while anyway. They always turn up, so please don't worry about it. Okay, we've got some other questions, but if you've just joined us, welcome. Croso, this is a question and answer session for new students. We've got a panel here of wonderful people representing maths, numeracy, literacy and digital skills. We've got somebody representing the libraries, that's Anna, and also that's academic study skills. We've got Gareth joined us this evening. He's here for all your questions around A-levels. Kelly, if you want to shout at somebody about wearing a lanyard, then she's the person for you. Or if you want to know anything about your timetables, Kelly's here to get your feedback. Bethan's here to answer any queries around anything to do with student services, transport, finance, swapping courses, advice and guidance, careers advice, pretty much everything like that. Then Bethan will answer your questions. And if you have any support needs, whether that's you've got learning support needs, specialist support needs, whether you want to know about clubs and lunchtime activities for you because you're a bit anxious, or if you want to know about the support we offer in college around mental health and wellbeing, then please do pop a question into your device and we will endeavour to answer it. If you don't want to ask us this evening, then you can contact us on our website or through the emails or ringing us tomorrow and we will get back to you. Okay, so thank you to the people that sent in questions earlier today on the website. We have another question, and this is quite a valid one. Somebody's on the waiting list for a course and they want to know when they will find out if they have a place. Kel, is that something you could help with?
Yeah, I sure can. So it's been induction this week for our learners. So at the minute, we are just finalising numbers of learners that have who confirm their place turned up. So if places do become available, our admissions team will start to contact you as soon as a place comes available, if they do. So that could be anything from tomorrow right up to probably the end of next week, because as Bethan mentioned, we're starting the Swap Don't Drop campaign. So it might be a learner is on a course at the moment that has gone to waiting list and they move to a course, so a space will become available. So what I would say is keep your phones to hand, and if you do see any number that starts with 01978, that's probably somebody from the college ringing. So answer it because we would probably be offering you a place on that's on a waiting list at the minute. So yeah, just be mindful, keep your phone at hand, and keep checking your emails as well.
That's great. Thank you very much. We've got a question. Hi, Jacob. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. Great picture as well. Love that. Thank you. And good question. Okay. So if you've got a part-time job and if your mum's working as well, does that mean I'm applicable for the Welsh Government Learning Grant or not? Thank you. Really valid question. Bethan, can you answer that?
Yeah, so if you pick up an application form for Welsh Government Learning Grant, it's got all the guidance information in there. It is like case by case basis, so it depends on whether it takes you as an individual and just your part-time earnings. However, it depends on how long you've been working, because it's usually you provide evidence for the previous year. If you're living in a household with your mum, it might go on Her income, like I said, because it goes on the previous year, so it depends on your individual circumstances. But again, if you're not sure of anything, please call into Student Services and we can help you fill in the form and help you go through what evidence you need to provide, so such as proof of address, proof of identification, and it's linked to your national insurance number as well to prove that income. So yeah, I think that I hope that answers the question. Like I said, it depends on your circumstances.
Oh, that's great. And I think that the answer really there, isn't it, is about pop in and see us. You know, they're really helpful in Student Services and they really know all about this stuff. So you're not on your own. We will, you know, they'll be there to support you.
And I'd just say as well that because they're a government grant as well, it needs to be sent off. There's an envelope in the application packs and it needs to be sent off to them. So make sure you send it recorded delivery if you send in things like your passport or birth certificate. But they will send it back once they've finished. And again, apply for FCF as well if you're applying for Welsh Government Learning Grants.
Good. That's really helpful. Thank you. I hope that answers your question. If you do have any other questions or you know you've got any concerns about finance, like I say, that's what we're here for. That's what we want to support with. So pop in and see us or send us a message on studentservices@cambria.ac.uk. Hi, Becky. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. And I'm sorry to hear that your son's having difficulty with the app. Kelly, do we know of any issues with the app at all?
No, not particularly, but it could be related to a password problem. I'm guessing it might be that. What I would say is if they email welcome@cambria.ac.uk, the team will pick that up and be able to reset a password, so they'll be able to get on the app. That's probably the easiest way to resolve that.
Say that again. Sorry, Kelly, just to make sure.
So if they are having issues, if they email welcome@Cambria, it's generally due to a password issue. The team can reset their password and then they'll be able to log into the app. So it's generally a password error.
Perfect. And we do have that this time of year, don't we? You know, just a few little issues and that we soon get it sorted out. So do let us know. The app is really important, isn't it? And it's really helpful. So yeah. So thanks for that. And hopefully
if I could just jump in as well, Becky, if your son wants to go into any of the libraries, we can reset passwords as well and have a look how you've downloaded it onto your device as well. There may be something like an update on your phone that needs doing, and that's why you can't access the app. So Becky, if you ask your son to pop into whichever relevant library, whichever site that he's on, someone will be able to help him.
That's great. Thanks, Anna. I know that the teams in the libraries at this point in the year is really, really helpful because there will be loads of little issues, you know, the way we use our Chromebooks and things like that, you know, slightly different. So you're there to support. Speaking of Chromebooks and things, I was just thinking about learners who might be, you know, worried about having to buy really expensive laptops at this year. Are learners expected to buy laptops at this point in the year?
A library answer to that? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So everybody's different, but there's no sense that you have to go out and buy expensive equipment. First point on that is look at the library opening times. Depending on your site, we've really developed our opening times. So if it's land-based for Llysfasi and Northup, we open a bit earlier. We open at 8 o'clock. So with different things like milking schedules and feeding the animals and things, sometimes the students come in a bit earlier. We close at 4:30, 4 o'clock on a Friday. On the larger sites, we also have late night opening. So Yale and Deeside open a bit later, so they can be open until 6 o'clock. So just have a think about popping in and having a word and using the actual college IT system to begin with. So rather than kind of feeling that you need to buy new equipment. The other thing is pop in and speak to the staff. There might be something on your technology that you're not using to its complete virtue, really. So we can help you with technologies and downloading, that type of thing. And then the last point I wanted to make is that we have a number of Chromebooks that you can actually loan. Like you do in the library, you loan a book. You can either have short-term or long-term, or even for the duration of your course, you could loan a Chromebook from the library. So it's really a case-by-case scenario, but don't ever feel that you have to pop out and spend hundreds of pounds on technology. That's what we're here for. That's the ethos of what a library is.
Perfect. Thank you. Libraries have changed, haven't they? Quite a lot since just having books. Now there's everything is available in the college libraries. Thank you for that. Hi, Jacob again. Thank you for your questions. You're really putting some good questions in. You're on a level 3 IT course and you haven't had your timetable yet. So we have mentioned timetables before, but I really like to hear Kelly say it. Kelly, when are they definitely going to be available?
Tomorrow midday. The reason why there's a slight delay on them is that we are currently still inducting some learners and checking learner groups. So until learners are grouped, because a lot of our courses have multiple groups, the timetable won't appear on the app. If for whatever reason you do require that sooner, if you email welcome@Cambria, we can look at your student account and look to get that sent over to you on email. But if not, it will be available tomorrow at 12.
Fabulous. That'll be great when all of the timetables. Okay, Connor, hopefully that has answered your question as well. Timetables will be available at 12 o'clock tomorrow lunchtime. If you've got a problem, as Kelly said, please do contact us at welcome@cambria.ac.uk. They will be able to change your password. But as Anna said as well, if you've got a problem with your app, being able to access the app, then please do pop into the libraries. They'll be able to help. Thank you. Hope that's answered everyone's timetable questions. Oh, hi, Becky. Engineering courses need a Chromebook. Would a laptop be okay to be brought in each day? Okay. Who wants to answer that one? Anna? Any ideas?
Yeah, certainly, Becky. I know I'm promoting the libraries, but I'm kind of, that's my job. I need to promote the libraries. But what I would recommend is pop in with your laptop from home. We can have a look. Sometimes if they're old company laptops, we need to look at firewalls and disabling those so you can access everything that college has provided. So do pop in. We do loan Chromebooks, so if you prefer not to use your own laptop, that's fine. We've got different alternatives. But I think we may just need to update if you have like your own laptop at home. It may be just sort of a bit of orientation, where to find relevant things, make sure that you've got the firewalls on, that type of thing. So yes, pop in, but also have a word with your son's tutor. Ask your son to speak to their engineering tutor. They may already have Chromebooks in the classroom, so it might not actually be a need to actually bring something in. Because I know if I was your son's age, I'd be worried about leaving a home laptop. So if they do actually have technologies in the classroom, perhaps use those until your son's used to the routine.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks very much for answering that question. I think that was really helpful. I owe somebody an apology because I've misread a question, and my lovely panel here have been quick to point it out. So the question was around Active Cambria, which is a really good question, because you might be thinking, what on earth is Active Cambria? So you wanted to know what's available. So apologies for that. My mistake. I shouldn't just quickly read questions. I should take a little bit of time and make sure I get it right. Bethan, tell us about Active Cambria. What is it and when's it available? What's the timetable?
Yeah, so Active Cambria offers free fitness, wellness and health activities such as advice days to everyone at Coleg Cambria, and that includes staff and students. So it's about changing your bad habits and making them good ones, and building resilience and just helping improve mental health as well, which I know that we've touched on with Lizzie's team. In terms of the timetable, I've just looked behind me and there is an autumn timetable available. I take it it's running from, if not next week, the week after. However, if you'd like more information, call into Student Services and ask to speak to someone from Active Cambria, or we have the email address activecambria@cambria.ac.uk. That was quite difficult to say.
Yeah.
They do fitness classes, yoga, they're up for listening to ideas. If you've got anything that you think would be beneficial, there's gyms outside the Yale and the D-side campuses as well. So there's plenty to do and plenty to get involved with if that's something you're interested in, or even if it's not and you're thinking, oh, you know what, I want some help with something, whether that's stopping smoking or anything like that. They're a really proactive team and just more than happy to help anyone in that area.
Yeah, they're great, aren't they, Bethan? And there's loads of things to do. So Active Cambria is absolutely brilliant. But if you don't fancy taking part in any sport or activities at lunchtime, there's loads of other clubs as well, aren't there? Lots and lots of things to do, loads of different clubs you can join. But also, if you've got some ideas, as Bethan said, and something you'd like to do that doesn't already exist, that's what we're here for. The teams love to hear about these things, and we'll endeavour to put it on because we're constantly changing every year. We have some really unusual clubs sometimes. Alternatively, if you just want some peace and quiet and somewhere to regather your thoughts, maybe just get away from people for a little bit, we've got quiet spaces on all sites. We've got wellbeing hubs, which are really nice spaces, low sensory spaces, so that you can just chill. And we've also got our inclusion centres where you can have your lunch and just take some time, a little bit of peace and quiet as well. So there's something for everyone is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully if you're watching this now, you're still a little unsure about finding your place in the college, there is something for everyone. That's the thing. Connor, that's funny because that's just what I was talking about. Will there be any more safe spaces to eat at the Yale College in Wrexham? Well, yes, we've got the Inclusion Centre. So if you can have your lunch in there. I'm sure you'll have come across the Inclusion Centre. If you haven't, it's near the entrance to the libraries. It's on the right hand side. Please do pop in, say hi. There's always staff there, and they're really nice to speak to. We've also got lots of tables when it's nice weather. We've got lots of tables outside, lots of peace and quiet. You can find a space, and I think, you know, there will be plans in the future to develop spaces, more different spaces where people can eat, can hang out, can just relax and take some time. But Yale is still growing, it's still changing, it's still adapting. So yeah, but good question about safe spaces. Thank you. We like to think that the whole college is safe. That's what we're working towards, to having an environment that is trauma-informed, that is inclusive for all. So if there is a place where you don't feel safe in college, please do tell us, because that's really important. If there is somewhere or some people or anything like that doesn't feel safe to you, talk to somebody, talk to our wellbeing assistants, talk to student services, talk to your progress coach, and we will work with you to stamp that out, because we want all of our areas to feel 100% safe and welcoming. Really important. So thank you for that. Okay, we haven't got much time left. So if you are watching, you're a new student, or you're somebody who's actually not applied yet, wondering about college, maybe you've started school and thinking, actually, I'm changing my mind a bit here, and you're wondering about coming to college, then please do pop us in a question. If you don't want to pop a question here, please do contact us on our website or give us a call. So if somebody is thinking about applying, say, for example, somebody was at school and was thinking about changing their minds, what would they do, Gareth?
So our application process is actually open until the early October. So it's worth considering and having a look at all the wealth of different courses that are available to yourselves, from A levels across the spectrum to level 3, level 2 qualification. So do get in contact, and they'll put you through student services. We'll put you through to specialist teams that will be able to provide you with the highest level of career information, advice and guidance, so we can get you set up over the next couple of years to propel you to your chosen destination, university, university, and everything in between potentially, including employment and apprenticeships, and anything that the world has to offer. So do get in touch and we'll be able to provide that information firsthand for you. But please just don't sit there thinking is the right decision. You know, at Canberra, we pride ourselves as being one of the best in the country, and that continues to be our drive. So get in touch and we'll be able to provide you with that information.
Would it be unnerving coming in, you know, after everybody else, or would there be opportunities to sort of like get to make new friends and things like that? Would there be support, you know, from the teams?
Absolutely. So much support in terms of being an inclusive college as we are. As I say, the application process is open till the early October. So there'll be many students applying to the courses across the whole college. So as and when you decide, there'll be support available from student services, from the specific curriculum teams, from inclusion areas within the college. So there'll be plenty on offer to you. So please don't hesitate and come on board with us.
Yeah, lots of people join a bit late, don't they? And just people change their minds. They might be doing something else and then suddenly go, do you know what, after all, thinking about it, it's not such a bad idea. Or your friends might have come to college and they might be saying, do you know, it's good. We've got there's different clubs, different things to do. Don't worry about it. You can change your mind. That we're entitled. All of us are able to change our minds in life. So yeah. Please do, as Gareth said, get in touch with us. So if you have any questions, do pop them in. Use your social media device. We'll hopefully be able to answer them. We've got a wonderful panel here. We've got some questions coming through around, well, we had something a little bit earlier around ID cards. I think we should just take the opportunity maybe to explain what our ID is about and why it's so important to wear it, because, you know, coming to college is a bit different to school in that we all wear lanyards. So we all wear them as well. Staff will wear them. Yeah, we've all got them on, have we? Yeah. So staff will wear them. Everyone in the college wears a lanyard. But why is it so important that we wear lanyards? Who wants to answer that? Alan, would you like to?
Yeah, thanks, Lizzie. It gives us all a sense of identity, so we know we all know one another should be there and we're in the right place at the right time. It's a really quick way of us identifying that we're either staff or a student and we're all part of that Coleg Cambria community. So it really helps us very, very quickly and very visibly to be able to do that. And I think obviously because of the locations of the different sites, we've got some of the sites have more access points than others. So it's a real good way that we can quickly identify who should be there and who shouldn't be there. And more than that as well, it's our sort of key and our gateway into certain areas, into buildings, through gateways and turnstiles and everything like that. And for staff, it really helps us. You know, I can think when I was back in the classroom searching around for keys and things like that and who's got the key, whereas now this gives us access to certain rooms and lets us get from A to B quite quickly. So you know, that's what I would say, really.
Yeah. And Bethan, safeguarding?
Yeah, absolutely. So safeguarding is just such a priority for everybody at Cambria and just keeping you safe. So it's just making sure that everybody's got their lanyards on for a safeguarding point of view. Just like Alan said, it's just so we know everybody who is on site should be there and they're either a member of staff or they're a student. So that is why it is so important.
It is. And this is an essential part of coming to college. You do have to wear your lanyard.
And to get on the buses.
To get on the buses, to eat your lunch.
Into classes, to get into the rooms, corridors.
Yeah. And you will be asked by people constantly. If you're not wearing your lanyard, you will have people constantly asking you. And that's really important because when you go to a workplace as well, and when you start work after college, you know, you're highly likely to wear one as well. So it is getting you prepared. But we will, we this year especially, we are from here on in, we are going to be so strict about lanyards. We need to know who is in our college. That keeps you safe. It keeps us safe. It keeps everybody safe. It's really, really important. And as Alan said, and I thought that was a really nice point, Alan, it's our identity. We are Coleg Cambria, all of us. We're one community, staff and learners. We are, you know, we are a very positive community, and this establishes us as who we are. We're proud to be from Coleg Cambria, so why not celebrate that? Okay, so time is drawing to a close. I want to thank you all for watching this evening. Thank you for such brilliant questions. Really interesting things. I think overall, the point is don't be worried. Don't be nervous about asking us. Pop in and see us. Send us an email or give us a call on 0300 30 30 30 007. So whatever way suits you, give us a call, talk to us, but keep those questions coming. We're more than happy to help with that. Just keep the questions coming. Don't sit and worry about something, you know, talk to us and we will make it, you know, we will work with you to make things right. So just before we leave, I'm going to go to the panel and say a massive thank you for joining us this evening. You've all been really great. And I'm going to ask you to give us a word for those people who are watching who maybe are thinking about joining Cambria but weren't sure before. You might want to just sum up Cambria in a word or two. So I'm going to come to a couple of people. I'm going to ask Gareth, what does Cambria mean to you?
It's a great question, Lizzie. It's a good way to finish as well. I think from my perspective, it's an inspirational institution and one that we want to kind of develop and promote and produce the highest level of students that will go and affect both the UK and the world in the coming years, in the future. So come and join us. Come on board.
Thank you. And I'm going to give the last word this evening to Anna. Anna, what does Cambria mean to you, and why, if somebody's watching now, why should they think about it?
Community, a point that you made. So many different interconnecting communities across Cambria, not only on single sites, but collectively across land-based sites, Wrexham sites, between Bersham and Yale. There's so much connection, either through college work or through extracurricular activities. It's a lovely place to study and work.
Oh, that's lovely. So on that note, thank you for joining us this evening. If you are watching this on catch up, please, please, the things still stand. Pop in and see us, have a chat to us. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the rest of the evening. If you are a new student with us, welcome on board to the good ship Coleg Cambria. We're very happy to have you and look forward to seeing you either tomorrow or next week. Nastar, thank you very much and good night.
Thank you.